and welcome back to the Scrappery. Today I have another Project Life Process video for you. And once again, I'm using the beautiful Belle kits. This is my third layout using the kits, and I'm going to start with my title card like I usually do. I grabbed a small glassine bag from my stash. However, you frequently get these in your kits. I think one month we got like 2 of them. So this is something common that comes in the kits. I just kind of filled it haphazardly with some of the beautiful sequin mixes that came in the kits. And I did add a little bit of like just kind of large chunky glitter just to give it a little more shake. And I'm going to stick it right onto that 4x6 that I cut off of a 12x12 paper. And I'm going to glue on one of the chipboard frames that came in the chipboard frame pack. I did remove about half of the thickness of it because when you're doing Project Life, you know, I don't mind having chunky layouts and chunky stuff in my pockets, but sometimes the chipboard is just a little bit too chunky. So that's a good tip for Project Lifers is to peel off some of that chipboard. That one I did leave the sticky on because I wanted it to stick really, really well. And this is going to be week 32, I believe. And I did sew that glassine bag shut with my sewing machine. And there's one of the awesome rubber pieces. I could have gone through probably 3 packets of those. I love those rubber bits. And there is one of the butterflies that came in the ephemera pack, and I just kind of folded its wings in and gave it a little dab of Tombow Mono Aqua on the back. And then I'm kind of futzing because I wanted that date sticker on just right. That was just a label sticker from the sticker sheet, and off camera I stamped the date because when I stamp the date on camera I always mess it up. So there I just stamped the date. I think it was like, I don't know, July 31st to August 5th of 2016. So this is the very end of last summer. And I'm just going to make a 4x6 card down there at the bottom. That is a picture of a delicious quesadilla I had. We took my mom out for her 65th birthday at the Cheesecake Factory. We had cheesecake, of course. I had quesadillas. It was just a great time. And then kind of in the first 3x4 card is a picture of me and the girls all dressed up, ready to go to church. And then the other 2 are just from my mom's birthday. And then I'm going to add that little chipboard bit that says all smiles because I wanted to add something to that 3x4 filler card from the cut apart sheet. I just was not sure what I wanted to add to it. And now I'm just going to add some enamel dots and gems from the kits. The sparkly enamel dots came with the Belle kits. I still have some leftover gems and pearls from previous kits that I'm trying to get used up to because as you guys know, there's so many on those Kaisercraft ones. It's just crazy. So now I'm just finishing up that 4x6 card in the bottom. But one of my favorite things lately has been doing the horizontal 3x4s on a 4x6, especially food. I love to do that. So I just layered a couple of cut aparts from the cut apart sheet and put one of the chipboard butterflies, and I added a Today arrow from the ephemera pack. And then, of course, one of those bitty blooms. I used a white one from the Belle kits and a pink one from a previous kit on my title card. Okay, here we are on the right side. There were 2 frames that came in the ephemera pack, and I wanted to, since I used a frame on my left side, I wanted to use a frame on the right side. So I thought, hey, might as well use 2. And then I'm going to kind of fill that open space up with a couple of butterflies. I am just going to grab my picture, which is a picture of, BLTs, because it's hot here in August, and I don't like to get the oven going when the air conditioning's on, so I try to find just like easy stovetop dinners, and BLTs is definitely a favorite of ours, especially because tomatoes are in season at that time. So there I added a chipboard butterfly that's kind of giving me the Dickens there. But I'm going to cover up that ripped bit anyhow. And then I'm going to add 2 ephemera butterflies. And once again, I folded their little wings up to make them look like they're flying. And that's just one of the together cut aparts that I'm going to put. That's a picture of my husband and his parents. We all went to a drive-in about a half an hour from our house for dinner on Saturday night. And we got cheese curds. It's kind of a Wisconsin thing. And there I just did my journaling kind of in one chunk on just a scrap of white cardstock instead of doing my normal cut apart kind of strip journaling. I thought that would get maybe a little lost. on that beautiful swirly paper. And there, just in my typical fashion, I added some tiny word stickers to my 3x4s. And here I am grabbing a 4x6 Becky Higgins Fuse 4x6 pocket. They are meant to use your fuse with, however, I like to sew them shut with my sewing machine. So just like on the other side, I chucked in a bunch of the beautiful sequin mix, added a little bit of chunky glitter from my stash just to give it a little more of a shake. And then I just sewed it shut with my sewing machine. And then I fussy cut love out of one of the 3x3s from the cut apart sheet. And then it also said every minute underneath that, so I just cut that out too. And I just used my Tombow Mono roller adhesive to stick that onto the front of the pocket. Now when I put that into my actual Project Life album, which is obviously a 12x12 album, I will just use a 6-inch strip of AC red line tape, and that has worked so far for a couple of years with keeping everything in place. If it's good enough for Allie Edwards, it's good enough for me, right? She claims it'll last and last and last, so I'm going with her word there. So here we are in my 4x4 picture. That is my daughter's kind of wild manicure for a birthday party she was going to. So I thought, ooh, perfect time to use that wild wood veneer there. So I just used Tombow Mono Aqua on that. I added Pretty for Pretty Wild from the, I think that was from the card, or the, I don't know. I think that was from the chipboard. Yeah, I think that was chipboard. And then I added one of the flare buttons that was a butterfly. Now I'm just going through and adding my last little bits of enamel dots and gems. And then because I used a white bitty bloom and a pink bitty bloom on the other side, I'm also going to find homes for those on the right side just to add a little bit of balance and with embellishments and with the color. And then I'm just going to go through my little container there of all of my bits and pieces from the beautiful Belle kits and try to figure out what are the last items that I want to use. And then I remembered that I used those beautiful thickers, which you can color whatever color you want. I used those on the right or the left side a couple of times. So I wanted to make sure that I use those on my right side also. Well, I think that's going to do it, ladies. Here are a bunch of close-ups, and as always, you can find all of these close-ups on the Scrappery Facebook page, so you can request to join if you're not already a member, and you can see more close-ups, and you can interact with all of the lovely ladies that subscribe, and all of the design team members, and even Renelle, the owner. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great week, and as always, I will be back next Wednesday, that's Australian Wednesday, Minnesota Tuesday, with another Process Life, or with another Project Life process video for you. So thank you, ladies. Have a great week. Bye-bye.